How's it going, guys? And we're back with another video. So we're going to be working on this engine today. So this is an old American Flyer HO. I think they're the Hudson since it's the 464. But this one's a very interesting one. It's kind of, I'm not really sure exactly what it's all about because it's got the smoke unit in it, I can tell. And then just the motor here, as you can kind of see. But then the tender, I'll move this over a little bit. As you can see, the tender is a little bit unusual. So you can see there's a pipe going from the tender to the engine, and then here I think is where you actually put the smoke fluid in. You can just unscrew it. There's a little cap that you just either put smoke fluid in, I'd assume. I don't know if this is like a reservoir or something, so we just put that back. But then on the bottom, if I flip it over, you can see right here like there's a switch to what, I don't know, and then there's obviously wires to drive the engine because the actual engine only has plastic wheels, so the actual power pickup is done through the tender. So this is one side of the power or of the track, and then this is the other, is the back. So it's got 3 wheels per pickup side, I guess. But we'll be working on this thing. I want to see exactly how this works because I don't have any American Flyer engines, and I haven't seen any that are kind of like this. I've just seen the more simple ones that must be. They don't have the smoke unit and the tender. It's all up here in the engine, so I'm curious to see what's in the tender because I don't know, I just can't really figure it out. Other than a smoke unit, I don't know what else it could be. So this thing does appear to have a smoke unit in the tender, so it's just a rubber hose is what this is that goes into the tender. There's where you put your smoke fluid in, and then here is another motor, which is, I don't even know, it's just a 3-pole, it looks like, pretty small, but it drives kind of the wheel, which blows the little bellow thing, and then it pushes the smoke probably up into the engine. Now, I don't know if there's actually going to be anything inside the engine, because usually there's a smoke unit about here, which is quite a bit smaller than this, so this can probably smoke for a long time, but I'll have to oil and grease up everything on this, but it shouldn't be too hard since it's all kind of exposed, and it all seems to be in pretty good shape, considering this is probably 1950s, I'd assume, so I'm not really sure, but it's a very unusual engine. I've never seen one with a smoke unit in the tender before, but it's kind of an interesting thing. I'm just curious to know if this motor will run while the engine's running as well, if they both run at the same time. I'm not really sure, so we have to continue. So I've had this engine fixed for quite a while, but I kind of forgot to record the video, so all I had to do with this engine was move the wires connecting the tender and the engine over on the other side of that pipe for the smoke unit, because they were catching, and whenever the engine would try and go around a corner, it would just derail because there was not enough movement between the tender and the engine for it to actually go around the corners. But it works now. Let's see. Going the wrong way. I'm not sure how fast these engines would have been when they were new, because that's pretty much, that's 70% on my controller, but this controller draws like 20 volts, so I wouldn't want to crank it up to full speed, because then it would probably blow up the motor, but who knows. I'm not sure, I haven't ever seen any of these other than this one, so I'm not sure how fast or what the performance would be like, or how noisy it would be when they were new, or if this one's just a little bit noisy if the motor's worn out or something. But it's definitely the heaviest HO engine I've got. This thing weighs like a ton, mostly because it's all metal and the engine has a weight in it, because it needs any more weight. But it's a good runner. It's smooth. The tender it's been custom painted by somebody. They haven't done a very good job either, so I'm probably gonna either take all the paint off and repaint it, or just leave it. I'm not really sure what I want to do, but it runs good. No headlight. The smoke unit I'm not going to mess with, because I tried working on the motor. Just the motor, I don't know if there's something wrong with it, because it gets really hot really quickly, and doesn't seem to work all that well. So I'm not going to use the smoke unit, but this engine works good, and it's a nice looking one. I got all the paint off of the white on the wheels, so I think that's going to be it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.